Hey everyone, it's Jag here from I Collect Apple, and today I am doing my second HomePod unboxing, and this time it's of the white model. So let's get started. On the outside of the box, you have a white HomePod, unsurprisingly, and it's just a fairly simple packaging. Around the sides, you have Apple logos, and on the back, same image as the front, same on the other side, and on the top, you have an aerial view of the HomePod. On the bottom, where a device would usually say what it includes, it has some audio specs about how the speakers actually work and that it features Siri. Okay, if we set the box down, we'll get into it and we'll see the white HomePod itself. This is the first white one I will have seen. I've seen the space grey one, obviously, from my previous unboxing. This is actually my HomePod. I've gone for the white. The space grey one I unboxed wasn't my own, so I'm really excited to see what this one looks like in person. So if we put the plastic to one side, we'll bring the box back in and we will open it up. So we're just going to slide the top of the box off just like any other Apple product, and there we are, we're presented with the HomePod itself. So this white colour looks really good. It's really sleek, really clean looking. It's covered in a seamless mesh fabric according to Apple, and inside it packs a AH chip, same found in the iPhone 6, and a high excursion woofer, 6 microphone array for Siri, and a 7 tweeter array. This thing apparently sounds incredible, so I'm super excited to hear what it sounds like. Okay, let's remove the HomePod from the bottom packaging that it's sort of sitting in, so we'll just lift it up. The power cable is underneath, and as you can see here, it does get a bit caught, so it does require 2 hands to sort of get it out of the box, which is a bit awkward when you're filming. But if we set that to one side, we'll have a look at what's in the bottom of the box. And as expected, it is all our HomePod documentation, just like any Apple product. So we got an envelope saying designed by Apple in California. We'll put that to one side. Let's remove the packaging and take another look. So we have a few different bits of information in here. If we slide them out on top, we have our quick start guide. All of this is round to match the theme of the HomePod, which is kind of cool. We got HomePod info, warranty info, and a single round Apple sticker, which is obviously unique to HomePod. All of that's pretty self-explanatory, so let's have a look at this start guide. It tells you how to set up the HomePod, fairly straightforward. It's just like AirPods. You put it next to an iPhone and it will pop up and say connect. On the back we have Siri gestures and touch controls, so it does make you familiar with the HomePod itself. So now we're just removing the protective plastic off the top of the HomePod's LED display. This shows like the waveform when Siri is listening. It also shows some touch controls like volume up and volume down, which is kind of cool, but it isn't a full interactive display that's on devices such as the Amazon Echo Show or the Echo Spot. Next up you have the power cable, which is pretty cool. I'll get to why in just a second. I did have difficulty getting it out the packaging on the space grey model, and it's happening again. I feel like it's pretty simple, but for some reason I struggle with it. It's just got to be pulled out at the right angle, I guess. So the cable's pretty cool. It's a bit unique because it is fixed into the HomePod. It's non-removable, and it's also braided, which is really nice. It's a really high quality cable. I believe it's 2 meters long, so you've got plenty of room to connect it to an outlet. And obviously this cable is the same sort of shade as the mesh on the speaker itself, so it looks totally in place, which is nice. Obviously it was grey on the space grey model. Here's a close-up of the braiding itself, so you can see that it's not quite like an iMac cable or a MacBook extension cable. It is very unique to the HomePod, which is a nice touch. It fits the whole aesthetic of the device. And of course the HomePod is covered in this mesh fabric, which is completely symmetrical no matter which angle you look at it from. It's a spongy, soft fabric, but I wouldn't advise squeezing it unnecessarily. Okay, so now let's take a really quick look at the HomePod in action, specifically how Siri deals with simple requests and what she sounds like. I'm not going to play any music for copyright reasons, but let's take a look at Siri.
Hey Siri, do you think I'll need an umbrella tomorrow?
Yes, it's going to rain tomorrow.
Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside?
The high tomorrow will be 9 degrees and the low will be -1 degree.
So it's things like this where ideally there she would have told me what the temperature is now, but she saw it as tomorrow. Maybe because it's so late in the evening, or maybe it's just a confusion, which is where Siri still isn't great. But after playing with this for a day, it's better than it is on the phone. It's way better.
So as you can see there, Siri sounds really natural on HomePod and her voice recognition is really good. Sure, there are going to be times where her actual responses to what you've asked aren't the best, but this can all be improved with software updates, and Siri is actually mostly server side, so we should see improvements over time anyway. You could just about hear from that, just from her voice, that the speaker is really, really good. And I've been using HomePod for literally 2 days now, and its audio sounds incredible. I seriously recommend you try and hear one of these things if you can, because they really do justify their £300 price tag, purely from a speaker point of view. Yeah, they are really quite cool, and I'm interested to see where Apple goes with this market. But other than that, that's all for this video. I will be back soon with another unboxing. There is one in the works at the moment, so check that out on my channel soon. But other than that, take care guys, and thanks for watching.